Hi guys and welcome back. Today let's talk about one of the things that I find most inspirational and motivational as an artist, and that's making goals. So yes, making goals really does help me to make sure that I'm on the right artistic path. It also helps me to dream about my future so that I feel more engaged and excited about what I'm working on now, because I know it's taking me in that direction. I just cannot get enough goal making. I love it. So yeah, let's just talk really briefly about some of the goals that I made for 2023 and then some of the things I have planned for 2024. And yeah, hopefully this is just very inspiring and motivational for you to look back at your past year and be grateful for the things that you did accomplish. And hopefully it also inspires some goals for next year. I cannot wait to talk about goals some more. Very quickly though, this original painting is available at my shop. It's titled In the Dark. So if you'd like to check out the listing for that, there's a link down in the description below. And yeah, I would love to send her off to a new home. Okay, so let's talk really quickly about some of the goals that I had for 2023. So just to frame where I was at the beginning. So January this year, 2023, I just had a baby. So I was understandably extremely tired, and I had felt really, really burnt out. I was feeling very unmotivated with my art and just not into it at that moment. But I did know that it was a very physical and specific cause, which I am grateful for. It can be really hard when it's hard to diagnose where those kind of feelings are coming from. But because I knew I was exhausted, I was physically recovering still, I could say it was that. And also I'd been pregnant for most of the year before, so I was already very depleted. So all of that said, going into 2023, I knew that it was going to be a year where I'd have to give myself a lot of grace and understanding as far as my creative process and the art that I was going to create. It was just, I anticipated it being a challenge, and it was. So the goals that I gave myself were not very specific in general. Usually I like to be a lot more concrete in what I like to plan and dream up. So for this year, the one big tangible goal that I had is that I wanted to complete my tarot deck. I'd been working on it for a while at that point, so I wanted it to be done so I could check that off and move on to a new project, start dreaming about something else. So I did actually accomplish that. It got done. I'm waiting for the cards to be printed. So again, thank you so much everyone who backed the Kickstarter. We're just waiting for the decks to finish being manufactured and sent to me. But yeah, that huge, massive goal did get done, and I'm so grateful for that it opens up space in my life and my brain to move on and take the lessons that I learned from that and start something new. But beyond that, the other goal, I put it in quotes because it's very unspecific, but the other thing that I had in mind that I wanted to focus on is that I wanted to give myself space to continue rekindling the fire that I have for creating artwork. So I have been feeling the last while that I've been on an upward trajectory of feeling in tune with my creativity and passion again. It's been a lot of up and down, but lately I've been feeling just like I just can't wait to make more and to create more. So this year, where I started off feeling really, really low, really, really exhausted, it was an extreme surprise that at the end of this year, looking back at it, I do feel so excited, in a way that I haven't for a very long time. So that makes me feel so grateful that during that year, I did allow myself to focus on my physical needs first. And I think that actually helped a lot. Taking the focus off of art only did help to rekindle some of that energy and that drive that I had. It was like that was building in the background while I shifted my gaze somewhere else. That was able to recuperate, if that makes sense. So So yeah, the end of the year, I feel rejuvenated creatively. I was also focusing on refilling the creative well in a way that I haven't for a long time. I read way more. I listened to music that I love way more. And I think all of those components came together to build up a year that left me that I am currently at. And that leaves me ready to create more. So that, I know that was all very emotions and feelings, but that's kind of what this year was. I got my tarot deck done. I got my soul and my mental state more aligned with creating artwork again. And those things, I'm just so glad that I did that I was able to do that this year. So let's talk about 2024 goals. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It feels so good to have several things planned that I am just so excited to work on. So I found that I like to plan big projects that are sprinkled in through the year. That helps me stay focused. It helps me to have something to lean back on when I'm faltering and I'm not really sure where to put my energy. It's great to have something bigger and overarching over large periods of time in the year. So my two big projects that I'm going to be working on next year is first a short story comic that ideally will be done in March. And then the second one is a card deck, just a traditional playing card deck that I'll have done in October. And those are both huge dreams that I've had for a really long time. I've talked about this a couple of videos back, so I won't really delve into it too much, but they're both things that I have wished that I had done or wished that I was working on, had created for years now. So this just feels like the year to start knocking down some of those goals that I've had for a long time. So yeah, those are the big things. And as far as like learning, there's kind of a two-parter for my goals for next year. And I'd like to get a little bit more specific, a little bit more fine-tuned with how I'm going to approach it. But one thing that I want to focus on is I really want to level up my, how do I say this? My skills at presenting the artwork that I do create. So I would like to learn how to edit my videos better. I would like to learn how to create some interesting motion graphics potentially to put in my videos. I want my videos to be more engaging. I want it to feel like an art form that I'm putting out there, and I want to edit my photos better. So basically all of the post-processing stuff, everything that comes after I finish creating a painting, I would like to level up that skill. I haven't really put as much research into that as I should have in a long time. So I'm ready to do that. It's been bothering me looking at a lot of my pieces in the past that in person, I think they look really great and I love them. But then when I look at the photos, they just don't reflect that. So I want to be able to reflect that when I show it to you guys over social media and the internet. So I'm really excited about that. I think that's going to help rekindle some excitement for sharing my artwork. And then the second part is, of course, artistic growth. That's a huge one. And this one, I am not sure exactly how I want to bite into this. I know that I can feel that my style is ready to change, and I'm not exactly sure how yet. Like I feel that I'm not fully satisfied in the way that I've been doing it, and I think that there's a certain mood and feeling that I'm not achieving in my work that I want to. So I think that's probably the first step, is just figuring out how do I want to shift my artwork moving forward, and what skills do I need to support that? Yeah, so that's going to be a lot of exploratory stuff and thinking about it, and then doing some actual practice and learning some technique-wise things. So Yay. I'm very excited. I love learning. I love learning so much. I think it would also be really fun to frame this in almost like an assignment way. I actually really loved college and to a certain extent school before that, but it's just the assignment side of learning I find really compelling. Yeah, so maybe that's what I'll do before the beginning of next year is I could start actually giving myself very concrete steps to start learning some of these areas that I want to learn. I think what makes next year sound so exciting, so different, is that a lot of my goals are specifically tied to doing something new and learning something new. And that feeling of accomplishing a new skill and understanding something and being able to enact it, it just is so extremely intoxicating. I love it. So what I would like to do is I'd like to sit down and make a list of different subjects that I would like to study and practice next year. There's a lot of them that are specifically tied to the goals that I have, like my storytelling, graphic novel, comic, however you want to say it, that pursuit. There are so many new subjects for me to learn about. So I've been passively listening to content, absorbing content about writing for several years now. I would like to be more focused. I want to study it like a learner, and I've been reading graphic novels for always. I love them, but I'd like to look at them more studiously so that I can analyze how the flow of the layout works, or how colors used, or how they simplify things, or countless things that I could be learning if I was paying more attention. So going into next year, I would like to make a list of very specific focused areas that I would like to learn, and that way I can actually slot time in that's focused on learning rather than just kind of figuring things out like on the job, basically, as I'm working on the thing. This would allow me to set aside time that's dedicated to figuring something out beforehand, and that I just cannot wait. I cannot wait to make this list. There's something about the raw potential of making lists and making goals and planning things and then putting it down on paper or typing it out on the computer, having it down in some physical form, that it takes all of that potential energy, that excitement, that future dreaming, and then makes it just a little bit closer to reality. I love that. So yeah, this is going to be hopefully a very good year. I just feel that it's time for me to reconnect with my desire to storytell, whether that be an actual storytelling format like graphic novels and comics, or simply just infusing every painting that I do with more story, with more mystery and interest. I feel like this is the right path for me, and I cannot express how excited I am to make some of these things that are in my head. So that is about it for today. I would love to hear from you guys in the comments. What are some of the goals that you have for next year, or the accomplishments that you're proud of from this year that we just finished? And again, this painting is available at my shop, so if you'd like to own her as the original painting, In the Dark is available. There's the link down in the description that'll take you over there. And that is it for today. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.